Alright everyone, so I wanted to start off the video by showing you guys something really cool about artifacts that you probably didn't know, and this is actually a bit of a trick here to get your silver refunded to you if you have bad RNG and you can't get an artifact to upgrade after a certain number of attempts. Now, if you're wondering, this is not anything crazy like the methods that I showed in the past where you have to disconnect your Wi-Fi and do crazy stuff like that. It's actually pretty simple. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to head over to my artifacts menu and show you guys what this is about. Now, I know there was a defense shield that I was actually working on because the stats on it were pretty good. Here it is. This is the one right here. It rolled that speed and that defense with crit rate at the plus 12 roll. Very good shield. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to the upgrade, and let's just say that if it doesn't upgrade in 5 attempts, then we'll do this little trick here. But most importantly, of course, make sure that you guys are paying attention to the actual amount of silver that I have. That's probably the most important thing that you want to be looking at. So 146,828, those are the numbers there, 146,828,000. And what we're going to do is we're going to press this here and see if we can upgrade it in 5 attempts. So if not, we'll do the little trick here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, nope. So what I'm going to do is just quite simply close the game right there. That's it. I'm just going to close the game. Not anything crazy. Just close out Raid Shadow Legends, which is why my screen is black, because the game was actually closed. And then I'm just going to reload right here. And you guys will actually see that my silver is returned back to the original amount that I had before I started those upgrades. So back to 146,828, 146,828,000. So that's it. Really simple. Nothing crazy. No crazy disconnects, Wi-Fi, any of that insanity that I went into a few weeks ago. And now I'll tell you guys, if you do have bad RNG and you do decide to do this, what are your options afterwards, right? Because, obviously if I go back and I try this again, it's still going to take a lot of attempts and it'll still take a lot of silver, right? Well, you have a couple of different choices on kind of where you can proceed to go after this. Now, option number 1 is you can go and switch over to the manual upgrades, because the RNG calculator is actually different from the auto upgrades compared to the manual upgrades. So the blue button RNG attempts are different from the orange button RNG attempts. So if it takes a lot of attempts and you're getting really, really unlucky with the auto, then you can switch over to the manual, and there's a good chance that the manual one is going to take way less attempts. Now, there is, of course, still a chance that you're really unlucky, and both your auto and your manual will both take a lot of attempts, but at least you give yourself another chance there. So that's one thing that you can do. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can actually just start working on other artifacts and then come back to this one later on. Now, I know that working on other artifacts, at some point, the RNG of this will be reset. So if it takes a really large number of attempts to go from plus 12 to plus 13, and you don't want to go for it, you can go and work on other shields or other equipment, and then just kind of mark this down however that you want to, and then go back and try it again. Now, I wish I knew exactly how it would reset, but that's getting very complicated. So, just do some upgrades on other artifacts, mark this down, and then come back to it later. That's kind of the second option that you can kind of use, as an alternative if you have bad RNG on the actual auto. So, hopefully you can use this to save yourself a bit of silver. But the whole reason why I even wanted to bring this up right now is because we have an artifact enhancement event going on, and these events are very, very expensive, especially when player runs multiple of them in short periods of time, which is actually going to be happening right now, depending on when you guys are watching the video, of course, because of the fusion event. We've got 2 artifact enhancement events, May 16th through May 18th, which is when I'm recording this right now. And then we have another artifact enhancement event starting just a few days later, May 22nd through May 24th. Now, the amount of points that you need for these artifact enhancement events, it's going to take a decent amount of silver. Even if you do use these tricks and methods to save yourself silver, you're still looking at many, many millions of silver in order to get the rewards. So I wanted to just kind of go through a couple of other little things that you can use to help save yourself some silver for these artifact enhancement events, especially if you guys are watching this video when one of these events is running at the time of this fusion is going on. And one of those things is going to just be upgrading artifacts that you get from campaign and dungeons from your drops to +4 before you just regularly sell them to the vendor. Now, I know a lot of the times, like when I run through dungeons, you've got that screen that will have the artifacts. You take a glance at it, and if it's good, you keep it. If it's bad, you just automatically sell it. Well, especially when one of these artifact enhancement events is going on, what you probably want to think about doing, especially if you have the extra time. Now, this is quite time intensive, but it will save you some silver. So, if saving silver is one of your concerns, you probably want to take some extra time to, go through some of these methods here. But what you can do is you can actually just upgrade those artifacts to +4 and then sell them. And no matter what, you will always get more silver selling the artifact than the amount that it would take to bring it up to +4. So you're still always going to be profiting from this, if that makes sense, right? So importantly, though, is the amount of points that you get for artifacts and upgrading them +4. There's 3 thresholds here. So in the artifact enhancement event, you'll see that 1 through 4-star artifacts give you just 1 point by taking it to level 4. 5-star artifacts will give you 2 points by taking it to level 4, and a 6-star artifact will give you 3 points by taking it to +4. So it's really important to actually know exactly how much silver it takes in order to upgrade these artifacts to +4, and how many silver per point you're going to actually be using, if that makes sense. So, just at a glance here, of course, the first one is 6-star artifacts. So if we go to a 6-star artifact and we were to upgrade it here to +4, so it costs 900 silver, and it's guaranteed 100% up to +4. It doesn't involve any chance of failure until you get after +4. So then 1500 plus 2950 plus 4400. So, if this was a bad artifact now, then I would just sell it. And of course, it's a 6-star, so I would get 61,000 silver for this one right here. Of course, it's going to be different, but you'll still always get more than the cost that it actually took to get that artifact to +4. So the amount of silver that took was 9,750, and it gave us 3 points for the artifact enhancement event. So you're looking at about 3,250 silver per point with 5-star artifacts. Now, with 6-star artifacts. Now, with 5-star artifacts, it's a little bit different. We're only going to get 2 points, but the cost is going to be quite a bit lower. So 600 plus 1,000 plus 1,900 plus 2,800. And this one I'm always going to sell, right? Because this is from the campaign. So not only is this useful for dungeons, but you can also do the same thing with artifacts from the campaign. So those 5-star artifacts will take 6,300 silver to take to +4. They give 2 points each, so you're looking at 3,150 silver per point. And 3-star artifacts will take 3,120 silver to +4. And they give 1 point, so that's, of course, 3,120 silver per point. Now, the reason why I did not include 4-star artifacts is because those are actually going to be the least efficient ones, because 4-star artifacts also only give you 1 point, right? So 1, 2, 3, and 4 stars give you 1 point by taking them to +4, but because 4 stars only give you 1 point, they're going to be more expensive to level up than 3 stars, and less efficient than 5, 6, and 3 stars combined. So you actually probably want to stay away from taking 4-star artifacts to +4. Now, if you do somehow stumble upon 1 and 2-star artifacts, I don't really know why you would get a whole lot of these. They are definitely worth taking into +4, though, because you'll also get 1 point for them, and they're going to take much less than that 3,000 silver per point for the artifact enhancement events. So just another option for you if you have a bit of extra time and you want to go for some, crazy efficiency with the artifact enhancement event. Of course, if you have equipment that you already know that you want to get to +16 anyway, definitely make sure that you're working on that, because you'll be able to actually put that gear to use. But some other little things as well. Make sure that you guys are checking the substats every 4 levels when you are upgrading your gear. I know it can be really tempting, for example, to, just automatically set something on auto to +16, but in a lot of cases, the roles of the substats are, it could really turn an item from being good into trash very quickly. So make sure that you're checking, and it goes the other way around too. You could have an item that might seem very mediocre at the start, but then if you get really lucky and land on the right substats, it could turn into a very, very good item. Also, everything that I mentioned, the efficiency is really going to be with the actual, armor type equipment, your weapons, the top 6 here, because the jewelry is going to give you the same number of points for artifact enhancement events, but it's going to cost more silver for your upgrades. So jewelry is always going to be more expensive. You know, you're still going to need jewelry to use, but if you're going for efficiency and points, it's just going to be your regular accessories that are going to do the trick here. So anyway, I think that's pretty much it for the video today. I've thrown a lot of information at you guys. Hopefully you're able to use that really cool artifact trick to help save you guys some silver and get a refund. But with that all being said, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Have a fantastic day. If you guys enjoyed and you want more videos like this, consider subscribing. Feel free to leave a quick like as well. It means more than you can imagine. And more Raid Shadow Legends videos, guides, tutorials, all that fun stuff should be popping up on the screen right about now. Feel free to check them out. But if not, until next time, take care, everyone. And this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.